If I was negotiating with Donald Trump, here's 3.5 facial features that I would analyze to win the deal. My name is Brian Galke. I help entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and industry leaders learn how to judge a book by its cover. For over 15 years and on more than 80 stages, I've been revealing how to read faces, aka physiognomy, to learn how to build rapport, manage teams, and close more deals. In this video, I'm going to show you 3.5 dominant features that will tell you exactly how to communicate with someone like Donald Trump. Where are we going to start? You know, my favorite place to start is the eyebrows. One of the first things that you'll notice is he has an angled eyebrow. So like we know, there's 3 basic shapes of eyebrows. There's straight eyebrows, angled eyebrows, and rounded eyebrows. Angled eyebrow people need to know what's their angle. Help them understand it first, then explain how other people benefit second. Now, I have angled eyebrows, but when I was younger, I had straight eyebrows. I wanted people to get straight to the point. Facts, figures, data. That's what made me really good at the help desk, is I just cared about data. What happened? I got moved to the dark side. I got moved into sales. When I got moved into sales, I became the corporate trainer also. And so I had to learn the material first so I could explain it to other people. And what happened over time is that eyebrow slowly started to go. Now, I'll tell you the other part of an angled eyebrow are those of people who want to be included in the process. So it's not just, hey, go do this, explain it to me. I can't just buy a product without understanding what's my angle. I need to understand it, why I'm investing in it, and then how it's going to help other people first. But I have to understand it first. So it's the same thing when you're talking to Donald Trump. He needs to know what's his angle in it before he'll ever make a purchase on any deal. Now, the other key factor is for anybody who has angled eyebrows is they want to be included in the process. So you can't just talk about it one time. But if it's not a product that they're buying right off the shelf right now, then they need to be included during the entire process until that product is delivered. And if it's something you have to maintain over time, they need to be included in that as well. So when you're looking at someone and you see angled eyebrows like Donald Trump, they need to know what's their angle, and they want to be included in the process at the same time. Now, if you want to gain immediate advantage in face reading, I've got a free cheat sheet on the 3 types of eyebrows. Once you go and download it, pay attention to the people that are passing you by when you're out in public. And it's an easy way to learn how to understand people when you're ready to use it. So number 2, what would I look at? Well, the next part, when I like to go top to bottom, left to right, is when I look down, he has a downturned mouth. So people with a downturned mouth, that's a result of doing this a lot. What is that? That's frowning. So people who have a downturned mouth, they don't think things are going to work out all the time. Versus people who have an upturned mouth, things have usually worked out and they smile a lot. And people who smile a lot, they're distraught when something doesn't work out. People who go like this, it's because things haven't worked out. So if I'm wanting to win the deal against Donald Trump, I'm not going to talk about how everything's perfect, how everything works out. I'm actually talk about things that haven't worked out, some of the mistakes we've made in the past, or warn them ahead of time of what problems we could run into, because that's what they've run into before. So I'm meeting expectations with them. And when I said the third one, I said we're going to do 3.5 because I want to combine 2 features that kind of feed off of each other a little bit. The first one is when you're looking at someone, if you're lucky enough that their ears aren't hidden by hair or anything like that, then you always want to look at the size of someone's ears and the size of someone's eyes. Now, you don't always want, it's not a direct comparison, but when you look at them, do they have larger ears? Do they have larger eyes, or do they have larger ears? Well, if they have larger ears, like Donald Trump does, then they're auditory. They want to hear things. So I'm going to use sound words. That sounds like a great idea. Oh, I hear where you're coming from. Hey, come take a listen to this. Or what I heard you say was, those are auditory words for people who like to hear things. Now, the warning with anybody that has larger ears is they hold you to your word of what they heard you say. So you got to be very tactical and not just kind of run off the hip or shoot from the hip. I don't know what the right phrase is there. But you want to make sure you're tactical in what you say to people who have larger ears, because they will remember it forever. And then there's a part of that since I know he's auditory, what he also has is this little line right here below the lip and above the chin. That's a verbal affirmation line. So that is a line that people who thrive on compliments. But the important part is it has to be a sincere compliment. So I had an employee one time, he won a major contract, and what he had was that line right there. So he was pretty happy with the commission he got off of it. But the letter and the email that he got from the CEO thanking him for all his hard work had that guy flying for a very long time. So anytime you see somebody who has that little line right here, just think that they need words of affirmation. Well, who wants to hear words of affirmation? People who are auditory. So when you hear that or you see that, you know they want to hear a compliment. And it's not a generic compliment. It can't just be, oh, hey, thanks for cooking dinner. You have to make something specific about the meal. Like, hey, tonight the chicken was amazing. Or, wow, the way the broccoli was cooked and grilled, absolutely phenomenal. Two things about that. It's got to be specific and it has to be sincere. We can all smell when somebody's giving fake compliments at us. So you got to try and find something that you genuinely appreciate about the person and bring it up, because that's what fills their bucket. So once again, if I wanted to win the deal with Donald Trump, I need to feed that angled eyebrow, which is he needs to understand what's his angle. He needs to be involved in the process. This part here where he doesn't think that everything's going to work out, I'm going to talk about not everything works out perfectly, because I'm going to match that frown that's there. And I'm going to make sure that I use auditory words and that he hears when there is a genuine compliment that's deserved to be there. So those two things, that's why I said it's 3.5 features, because those two play off of each other. You'll rarely see somebody who has small ears and has that words of affirmation. Why? Because if they're not auditory and they don't need to hear it, that line doesn't appear over time. It's going to be kind of crazy once you go out and you start seeing all these different features that are there and you recognize how to make the person feel seen and heard with all just their facial features.